If the first game breaks no games, you know let us put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, 2 games after this win it is. First year again, we're here for the first May. Carry 5 teams every 6 minutes.
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me?
Yes,
all right.
Like I said, like we play with a chip on our shoulder at Tennessee. So, you know, we get a lot of disrespect. So we want to make it clear that we're going to come out and dominate day in and day out.
The culture that Hype and everyone has created in this building, it's been phenomenal on teams, and we're only going to continue to be better. And the standard around here, I've said it before, I'll say it again, standard is to be the damn best. And we're never stopping.
I've said it from when I got here. The expectation, the standard is to play elite defense here, not just good defense. This is the home of Eric Berry, Al Wilson, Reggie White. The standard is to be elite.
Mark Stoops is 2-9 against this team, and to walk around this place before the game, I was disgusted. The smugness of those guys just walking around like, we're going to walk in here, we're going to kick your ass, and you can't do anything about it. And it made me sick. And you know what? They did it. They still did it. What the hell? Can we just beat this team? I know that Mark Stoops has done a lot of good things. This is his one really bad thing. The stupid stat about beating teams with a winning record and taking the next step and blah, blah. Just freaking beat Tennessee. Please, can we just stop losing to this stupid team with their stupid orange color, their stupid
Western Hall song.
Good Sunday morning, evening. What time is it? What time is it? Good Sunday evening. Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is, well, it doesn't count because you're in California.
4?
Should we start this over? Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie.
I'm on my own little program.
What are we doing?
Yeah, and I'm Coach Jay.
Do we have lag already? I feel like we have lag. I feel like we're not connected. We're not connected. We're not dialed in.
I feel like we have lag too.
It's that California internet.
Right.
Man, you know what? Like, I woke up still kind of irritated. Like, it's always great to get a victory. Tennessee's sitting at 6-2. The more I edited that Kentucky's Daddy intro, man, the more I just enjoyed myself. And I'm here to celebrate being 6-2.
Yeah,
we are
sorry,
so lagged.
I did have a little lag there. Can you hear me now? Okay.
I got you. Are we that bad?
Mm.
Let's watch this. I'll count to 3, and Coach Jay, I'll do 1, 2, and then you say 3. 1, 2.
3.
Dude, reboot real quick and come back. I think see if it'll help your internet.
Gotcha.
All right, guys, let me welcome the chat. It's the fan call-in show. You guys are going to drive the show. We got to get off that California internet. We got to get on the East Coast time. Anybody that says, Central time, Pacific time, West Coast time, Hawaii time, we're all on Tennessee time, and that's Eastern time. But, man, I'm happy to be 6-2. I think, look, we got a lot of things to be concerned about, a lot of things to criticize. If you just came on and celebrated, oh, we won, that's it. Well, let's just go to bed and let's not even talk about it. Look, we are college football fanatics. We love to talk everything about the game, so that's what we do right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. Let's see who's hanging out in the chat. Joey Carroll was here bright and early saying, smash the thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate it. Matt's here. Tennessee King is here. Isaac's in the house. What's up, Isaac? Seth is here. Tim Rice is here. Ken Brooks says, go Volunteers. Orange Sea Line drops a $5 super chat. I appreciate those super chats because this video is completely demonetized now. It is completely demonetized after all that music, but I think it was worth it. I think you guys got enough enjoyment out of that Kentucky's Daddy intro to make it worth it. Orange Sea Line says, door fee from the money I saved by using my Kroger Plus card last night in Lexington. Let's go Krogering. Isaac Owens has been a member for 3 months. Appreciate that support, Isaac. You guys can jump in the family, hit that join button down below. We would appreciate all the support. Tristan says, one of the best intros yet. Drunken Vol reminding you to hit that thumbs up. Craig J laughing at the intro video. I'm glad you guys dug it. Everybody's having a good time watching. Is it Kentucky Sports Radio? Is that who they are? Is that what they do? Is it Kentucky Sports Radio? Just complete meltdown. And it's like, can you imagine? Dude, we are your daddy. Like, it's not like it's competitive. Like, you were in desperation mode, man. Complete meltdown. Let's see. We're caught up on Super Chats. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Gary. Appreciate Isaac being a member for 3 months. Coach, what do you think? Unpack it, 6-2. I get it. There's things to criticize, but at the same time, look, we got 6 wins heading into November with 4 games to play.
Yeah, and you know me, I've already rewatched the game twice, right? I'm just like that. And listen, you heard it from Hype in the pregame setup there by Boogie. The standard is to be the best, and I truly do believe when you're coaching football, playing football, anything, the goal, the standard is always to be perfect. I will always push to see perfection from football, always, always, always. But don't ever get it twisted, Vol family. It comes from a place of love. If we were talking before the show, Boogie, if I permitted Miss J to show any of the video that she secretly recorded of me running around screaming for Joe Milton or Tennessee, old Coach J would be quite embarrassed because I'm
How
quite
big of a super chat? How big of a super chat for that
Yeah,
video to be unleashed?
Yeah. You guys start the bidding war. In the
How can I monetize your embarrassment? That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, right. But no, hey, listen, I want this team to succeed so freaking bad, and it's why I'm harsh on Joe at times, because I see how close he can be, and if he can just solve that red zone issue of his, I think he could get there. I think he was pretty good last night. For the most part, I thought he had 1 or 2 missed opportunities. The only one I really, really didn't like was right after their 4th and 1 that they didn't get in the first half that they went for on the play before we kicked the field goal that made it 13-10, I believe. I thought he had Squirrel on the curl right away if he would have just thrown it as Squirrel was breaking. I realized the pocket was collapsing a little bit, but those are those timing plays where if he could just be a little quicker and solve that, I think he can be elite. And I think that's what's so frustrating for not only this coaching staff, but for everyone with Joe. It's like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it just never kind of gets bigger, and we never kind of poke our head through that tunnel.
Do you think, is it fair to say he's played his best football the last 2 weeks?
I mean, so for me, and we kind of talked about this, I went as far last week as to say I thought he had an A performance part of the game and an F performance for parts of the game. So for me, he kind of split that. It was, that wasn't basically even on the half line. That was almost like certain plays, you know what I mean? Certain moments he was playing at that super high level. Some of the moments he was playing, in my opinion, a low level and missing reads altogether. This week, I thought he was pretty good. I'm starting to get suspicious, though, that this staff, after rewatching this game a couple times and rewatching a couple other games, I'm starting to get suspicious that this staff has deleted a percentage of the playbook so far this year. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. I kind of want to do a deeper dive into it. I don't know if I'll have time till the off season because I got so much going on. With
That's a lot of work.
In general,
That would
it's
be
a lot of work. But I do truly believe that we have deleted 15 to 18% of our playbook from Hendon to Joe. Y'all, maybe can have your own opinion on it, but that's kind of just what I feel looking at the surface of it.
Let's get these guys on here. Let's turn this thing into the fan call-in show. And it's great that Gary's here tonight because he heard what I just said. I think Joe's played his best football the last 2 weeks. I know Gary thinks that. What are your thoughts on Joe's performance last night?
There were two plays that just kind of stick out. The first play, it was one of the plays where Joe rolled out of the pocket. Rolling out of the pocket, you could see him commanding the receivers, get there, so that he could get them open and extend the play. That was really high level for him. And the other was just that quick check down to Sampson. Those are plays that he would miss. The running back being able to check down, and he saw him perfect. Made a huge play.
Yeah, Gary, I don't know if you caught it in the post game, but that check down to Sampson was something I mentioned as well. I thought it was something he missed in the Alabama game. And dang it, I love it when a football player can make a correction week to week. That is kiss on the lips good when a player can do something.
I'll be honest, when I hopped on to the post game last night, just and sent that super chat real quick, that was when I got back to the hotel room.
Oh, yeah. No, I hear you.
I didn't see crap.
I thought Joe made a couple of good plays rolling out of the pocket, scramble drill, if you will. The play that he had a good one to Dante Thornton, had a really good one to Squirrel White. That was nice to see him extending plays but still keeping his eyes upfield. Coach Rice, what's going on, buddy? What'd you think of Joe last night? You're muted. Why did the coaches not know how to take themselves off mute?
I thought I pushed it before.
It was Coach. Let me teach you. Let me teach you the world of the interwebs. Take that phone, and in the words of The Rock, turn that sumbitch sideways. There you go.
Nah, man, that's a millennial thing. Zoomers keep it vertical these days.
Why? Why? Because they're trying to post it on the gram.
TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Yeah, somebody keeps sending me TikToks, and I'm like, stop it. I'm 42. I don't need the TikTok and the zing zag. You're lucky I can figure out YouTube. Sorry, Coach Rice.
Man yells at cloud.
Yeah.
You're right.
Come on, man. Leave me alone.
Well, I mean, personally, I thought Joe played his best game as a volunteer. I just, yes, there's still some things that are to be desired, but I thought as a full game, he played his best 60 minutes. Like you said, he broke the pocket a couple times, made some plays outside the pocket, whether it be running or throwing, off-schedule plays. So, and that's something that's always hindered Joe Milton. He, before recently, he's been known to not be accurate once he left the pocket. So it makes defenses have to prepare because, before this, they're like, well, he's just going to be a, statue in the pocket and we ain't got to worry about him. So it makes them, change their game plans a little bit, have to worry about contains and all that. So I thought for sure it was without a doubt his best game as a volunteer. It always helps when you have a rushing game that runs for 250. So that makes anything look better. So that's my thoughts on Joe Milton. But, I mean, I know we'll get to the defensive part, but golly, Bill, if we're going to beat Missouri, that back end's got to get better.
Yeah, they do.
Keep going,
Yeah,
Tom.
one
Don't,
thing
don't
I-
stop with that. Let Tom's recovering from the old coronavirus. Took him down and out.
Corona.
Finally
So-
got my voice back.
Corona.
I'm still coughing a little bit, but yeah, got my voice back just in time to get pissed off at the TV yesterday.
You know, it didn't feel the same doing a tailgate show without you. So I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back in the saddle. What'd you
appreciate
think about yesterday, man? And that's a nice shirt too, by the way.
Oh man, this one's my favorite. I love my Buck Fama, but I got this one the other day. Here, hold on, let me see if I can get the whole thing. Yeah, this one's cool. But yeah, I'm a hoodie freak. Yeah, we had good and bad things yesterday. Offensive line looked really good. Couple of missed blocks when we had some people go down, which not quite as understandable as I'd want to say as if it was the first or the second game of the year and we missed a couple of blocks with backups in. But yeah, that what Coach Rice was saying a second ago, that defensive back's got to get better. We're not going to go into Missouri and have a solid defensive performance with backfield play like that on the defense.
When we play in the soft zone, that full soft zone, we haven't been good all year. You know, these young linebackers really quick have really impressively enough, most of them have just solved the run attack. They're really proficient against the run and are ahead of schedule, but a lot like a young tailback who's got to learn how to pass block. You know, defending the pass at the collegiate level is kind of the last light bulb to turn on for the linebackers. So I think they will get it. I think they just need a little more time under their belt. But yeah.
I want to get Bob's opinion here in just a second, but I just want to jump in while we're talking about the defense. What in the world goes through Tim Banks' head? Okay, let's play soft. Let's play soft zone, and it's like you made Leary look like a Heisman Trophy candidate. And I know he played really good football in 2021, but he sucked this year, got injured last year. What in the world as a coach makes you go sit down in that room and say, all right, here's my game plan. We're going to play a lot of zone, even though every time we do this, we get destroyed. This team sucks when they go soft.
It was 100% to keep the running back in check.
Yeah.
You keep everybody in front, and the whole game plan was to keep Davis in check.
Mm-hmm.
And Leary just took advantage of it.
And when you're playing man 2 under as opposed to zone, it's in my opinion, when you've got an assigned piece of space, it's a lot easier to keep your eyes on the running side of the field because, you know, as a linebacker, you're either step in or wall off, right? I know where I need to go. If I'm in man, I'm chasing someone around, and they can kind of use motion and lots of different looks to get me out of position against the run game. So I think he was stopping the run because early we were throwing extra men into the box, right? And then popping back in soft zone on passing downs. But, you know, it just, when this defense isn't being aggressive, I think we can all agree it's hurt us, right, guys?
Somebody said they played a lot of cover 3, and I only made it halfway through the rewatch. I don't remember seeing a lot of cover 3 live.
Yeah, there's a lot of cover 4, cover 4, cover 3.
I don't catch that live.
4.
I catch that on the rewatch when I have other things that I like. I'm so bad to focus on the ball live, and then in the rewatch, I'll watch. Usually, I'll watch whoever struggled on the rewatch.
Right. They were running a lot of it paired with those delayed blitzes, and you know, like Jeremy Pruitt used to love those dang delayed blitzes, and I personally, as a coordinator, can't stand them. It's very rare that you will see them in a Coach J defense.
I want to go back to Bob because I've cut him off about 3 times now. Bob's sitting in his prison cell. He's miserable. Yesterday must have been he was on work detail. He was sitting in his truck. Today he's back in the pen. Bob, what'd you think? What'd you think yesterday? I know we're celebrating a W. Like, let's not get too negative. Dang it, I'm not trying to be negative, but I feel like it's easy to say, man, that throw to Chaz Nimrod was great. But like, I like to talk about the things that didn't go well. Maybe I'm a negative person, but Bob, what did you think of the win yesterday?
I think it was a good win. There's a lot of people who I was down on the defense as well. I mean, I was like, Coach, I wanted to see a lot more man coverage, like Josh Alpo said, going into the half, he said, it looks like we're going to need to go to man coverage. And I agree with Coach, man under two, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. But then when we come back out in the second half, we were still doing the zone, and that's what's killing us. I agree that last night was Joe's best orange start, period, cut and dry. Why were we getting burned by the quarterback instead of, was exactly to our game plan. We even talked about it in the pregame show all week leading up to it. We needed to make their quarterback win the game. And he came out trying to do exactly that, but we was able to hold on. We stopped their run. And nobody else has done it all year. So kudos to the front seven.
But did anybody expect
I can't complain about it.
Did anybody expect Leary to throw for almost 400 yards? And it doesn't matter. He can throw for 8,000 yards as long as we win, right? As long as we win, that's all that matters.
Well, I think the whole strategy was us stopping the run and not getting beat deep. That was the whole strategy.
And we didn't get beat deep.
A lot of 10 to 15 to 20 yard passes, nothing. I think they hit one go route and the Barry Brown just made a play. Danico Slaughter had great coverage on that one go route. Barry Brown just made a great play.
Great play.
If we still had Haddon in there, I think it would have been a whole lot different turnout. I don't think he'd have got 370. He might have got 280, maybe 300. I think I think Haddon's had that much of an effect. He's one of those players, or he's become one of those players who causes the opposing team's offense to have to change their play or their way they play around him.
Yeah. Well, he got hot too when 4 and 8 were out there, rather than 1 and 0, right? Too, when Turnage. Yeah, we talked about it a little last night. Was out there. That's kind of when they got hot. So yeah, I think it hurts us when Haddon's not out there. Just definitely from a depth standpoint, it certainly hurts us.
Now,
I would like to see Ricky Gibson get a little run yesterday, rather than Warren Burrell.
I think he's out with a concussion.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he played two plays.
He played two plays.
I'm looking at the grades. It's the only
the second play he
leaned
in with his head.
Okay.
He leaned in with his head, and I don't know if you saw him walking off the field, but he was leaning sideways.
Yeah, he had a little cobwebs in him, but I didn't realize he got concussed there. Fair play.
Now,
how's Keenan Peely looking? Anybody know anything about
there was talk of him coming back, but he didn't dress out, right?
At this point in the season, I just say keep him out the rest of the season and let him earn that medical red shirt.
Do you think he'll come back? He'll be like 37 years old, Gary. Dude's got grandkids on the way.
I mean, we're still in post-COVID era where you've got 45-year-old people playing.
Yeah.
Joe,
look at Joe. Yeah. Eric, you've not talked much. You got to fight. You got to fight to get in here. So I'll let you get in here. What were your thoughts on yesterday's game?
Joe, probably a B. I mean, overall performance good, not stellar, but definitely solid. He did not do anything that really made me say you just messed up bad. He was consistent. I don't think it was he didn't throw for 300, but do we expect that? No. Kamal Haddon's missed. He's going to be missed. He's hurting our defense. 100% agree with what you said, Boogie, today. What happened in that last minute before halftime? What are we doing to not try and push for more than that 3 and to kick that 3? It felt like he settled, and before he even sent the offense out on the field, we're going to get a field goal and go into halftime up, what we're up. It's like he resigned himself to the fact that we couldn't try for 6.
Didn't he say that he thought we had 9 seconds on the clock?
And they should have. If you watch the replay, there should have been 9 seconds. But let's go back to the beginning. Let me hit some super chats, and then I want to come back to that, Eric, because that's a good point. And I took a lot of heat, and when I take a lot of heat, I need my boys to come defend me. So let's. And look, I say that just joking. If you disagree, and let's talk about it. Gary, I know will do that. Coach Jay, I know will do that. Don't ever agree just because I say something. I want to get into it. Let me hit some super chats real quick. Dan Yoder for 5, appreciate that. Thought Alabama was Joe's ceiling. Not sure about that now. Man, it's so sad.
Joe doesn't have a ceiling.
it's so sad that we're eight games into his 6-year senior season, and we're saying, hey, Joe's putting it together. It's like, oh my gosh. Look, week by week, boys, week by week. Timothy McGee for 5. Don't overlook UConn. First, we as fans need to beat UConn first. We're favored by 35 points, bro. I'm taking my family. I'm going to be drinking Diet Pepsis, not Coors Lights. I'm not going to be yelling and screaming. If you see me, like I saw Boogie Bentley at a Tennessee game, he wasn't even yelling. Yeah, I'm not going to be. I'm going to be hanging out, chilling, relaxing, enjoying the show. It's going to be – it's a glorified scrimmage. That's what it is, Coach Rice. That's what it is, Coach Rice.
There it is.
Go ahead and get ready for it because that's what it is. Papa T in SC, what's up, brother? It is good to see you in the chat. He drops the Orange Boy. We'll play the clip, even though I got a comment on last night's postgame show that said, I used to like this channel, but I'm sick and tired of the clip. So you guys put it in the chat right now. Are you sick of the clip? Or do you want more clip? Because I feel like people that are in the cult love the clip. I feel like it's always a non-member, a name that I've never recognized that always complains about the clip. So this is for the members of the cult.
Rocky Top!
Papa T
Gets old.
says, never gets old. I don't think it gets old either. But
No, that person probably thinks Rocky Top gets old, who made that original comment.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll let the chat decide. If you guys want me to get rid of it, I'll get rid of it. I think it's fun. Papa T says, Joe is healthy now, playing with his strengths, taking what the defense gives us, protects the ball, making the right reads. He says he put a correction. He said making less mistakes and winning ball games, best run triple threat in the country. Defense misses Haddon. How about those running backs, man? Like, and it's exactly what we talked about in the tailgate show. Jalen Wright went out there and balled out early. Jabari Small got some carries. And then guess who came in fresh in the fourth quarter when Kentucky was on their heels and Dylan Sampson hit him with the knockout punch.
Hammer.
Like Francis Ngannou just freaking boom. Dropping Tyson Fury last night, but got robbed on the scorecards. Oh.
And Milton getting his too. I mean, I loved it that they actually had designed quarterback run plays and they pushed them.
Yeah. I liked it.
That was epic.
Yeah. No, I thought the running backs won the game yesterday. I truly did.
Dylan Sampson's a maniac.
Great.
I love him.
He's going to be a problem. Yeah, he's definitely going to be a problem.
See, when Coach Jay takes a shot at me with his stupid Nico jersey, everybody gets it. I take a shot at Coach Jay with Francis Ngannou dropping Tyson Fury.
No.
Nobody has a clue what I'm talking about.
The only problem is he lost every other round.
They have no idea what I'm talking about. They're like, who the crap is Francis Ngannou?
Who
is Tyson Fury?
It was on during the Tennessee game in like Saudi Arabia. That's why.
I've heard there's some controversy. You watched it. I didn't. Well, you had it on.
Yeah. I mean,
derailed.
like all exhibitions, they're just getting $50 million, man. They're running around acting the fool.
You know what? They're going to do it again. They're going to do it again and make twice the money.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
All right, let's get back to football. That's my fault. I derailed us because I love the MMA boxing world and all these crazy fights they do. Timothy McGee for 2. Fan, it's not coaching, it's lack of execution. VFL Logan for 2. Josh lost the half before he even won the half. Are you trying to get a Butch Jones clip? I can play a Butch Jones clip. Travis Melvin for $20. That ain't cheap. That's an Orange Boy. We'll play the clip.
Rocky Top!
Appreciate that, Travis. All he says is GBO. That is not cheap, man. That's a $20 super chat just to say GBO. We appreciate that support, Travis. We're demonetized. I played way too much music at the beginning, but that's okay. I think it was worth it. Let's see. What are you guys saying in the chat? Bob is in the chat saying play the clip. Mrs. Coach J says love the clip. Mikey says careful, Boogie. What did I say something inappropriate? Did I cross the line? Did I say something wrong?
How dare you?
That wouldn't be the first time. Mucho Boomin says more clip. Everybody's saying play the clip. Everybody wants the clip.
Well, Jacob says I want rid of it because he always picks against us. Well, that's all the more reason to make him say it every day.
That's true.
You know what?
Yeah,
this is just for Jacob. This is just for Jacob.
Rocky Top!
All right, let's get Dustin in here. He's in the back room, and I'm going to put him on the spot and go back to the point that Eric brought up because I think it's worth talking about. Look, it's a good win. It's a good win over Kentucky. We're 6-2. 8-4 is now the floor. You got a possibility to go win 10 football games. Back-to-back 10-win regular seasons win totals. Are you kidding me? Take it all day long. Dustin, I want to talk about The middle eight, I want to talk about right before halftime when Tennessee gets the football back. Let me go find my notes so I can get the exact information. I want to get the exact information, and it may take me a minute to scroll up here and find it. That's what. If you could see my notepad, it's all digital, but I want to go up here and find it. Let's see here. Middle eight. Where are my notes? Yeah, I know this is great TV. All right, here we go. So Kentucky goes down, they score. Tennessee gets the football back. 1:46 left to go. Right, they're leading by a field goal, 20-17. They're getting the ball to start the third quarter. In my mind, I'm going, all right, you got a chance to step on their throat. Step on their throat. Go get 7. You're up 10, getting the football back. They run the football, and they milked the clock. It went down to like 15 seconds on the play clock. They run it again, do the same thing. They stand around, they wait, they let it go all the way down, check with me. There's like 10 seconds left on the clock. Third down, they have the 17-yard completion to Keaton. And then it's like, oh, maybe we should go try to score. Is that not piss poor time management, Dustin? What were your thoughts? Be honest. Don't just agree with Boogie because that's what I'm yelling. What were your thoughts with the way they handled right before the third quarter?
I mean, I wasn't super surprised because philosophy-wise, it doesn't seem like there's an urgency to score at the end of those spots, but I don't know. I think they were trying to also kind of do a combination of both. It seemed like they were not in a hurry to, give them any more time. But I mean, and we're lucky to walk away with 3 points, right? At that point in the game. If we hadn't had that, fake catch call, that was the one call we got all game. So if it wasn't for that, we probably wouldn't have had the 3 points. But yeah, I mean, the traditional college football fan of mine was like, okay, yeah, we should probably be moving. But as quick as they push things down the field, I wasn't super surprised, I guess I would say.
Yeah, I might push back a little for a second. Just, I think in light of, you're going to get the ball at the half, right? You knew you were getting the ball at the half, and why not push it up by 2 scores? Milton in the red zone is much likely to throw a pick or take a sack in the red zone as he has been to throw a touchdown. So why not take the points and try to get back to your bread and butter in your run game and go up by 2 scores? But I do think he was gunning for the 3. I mean, I do concur with that.
I didn't have a problem with the choice to kick the field goal with 7 seconds left. I had a problem with letting the clock run. And it's not even that I had a problem with it. It's that I was making the statement, I was making the point that this coaching staff doesn't have trust in Joe. And everybody spun that as me saying that Joe's playing bad. That's not what I was saying. I was saying they don't have trust in Joe. Go ahead, Bob. I cut you off.
Well, my thing was I think that pass over to Ramel Keaton that got that 17-yard pickup, I think that's when they actually saw they had a chance to get into field goal range. I think they were just basically going to let the clock run out, and then when he caught that pass and got him up there, it's like, hold it, we have a chance here, let's go after it. I think it was more of those afterthoughts. I think they already had the lead going into halftime. They were happy with it, but when they saw they could maybe get more out of it, hey, let's go ahead and do it. Because they didn't want to push Joe and try to push something and end up turning over the ball to a fumble or a pick six or anything like that. But when Ramel's caught it, hey, let's go ahead and do this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
that was my thought.
But Bob, you're right. But that goes back to the philosophy that they're not willing to take a chance with Joe. Like that they're resigning.
And I get that.
Yeah. Agree with you 100%.
I get that.
When Ramel makes the catch, it's like, oh, wow, let's see what we can get out of this. We didn't think this was going to happen, but
won't lie.
Because that catch got us further away from their end zone, so it made it harder for a pick six.
Yeah,
right.
And does it not add up for anybody else? Is it not adding up? Coach has got tremendous beach ball size balls
on 4th down.
On 4th down from our own, what was it, 38-yard line last week against Bama? But
Tom trying to tick me off again.
But you're not going to run with what they had at least 2 timeouts before half, right? A minute and some left with at least 2 timeouts left.
It was a minute 46, and you had 2 timeouts. I mean, go try to get some points. I don't care if my JV quarterback is the quarterback. Go try to get some points and extend the lead. You see our defense ain't stopping their offense.
Mm-hmm.
Every point is going to matter. And I know we got 3 points there, but we could have got 7 And I'll tell you what, Jonathan Crompton was pissed during the halftime show that they did at least, some type of play there with 7 seconds. I mean, go through like Jonathan Crompton said, and I agreed with him. Go 3-by-1, put Ramel, who's probably your best 50-50 guy, on the right side, and throw a back shoulder fade or a high ball to Ramel and let him go get one. I mean, that play is not only going to last 5 seconds. One step, 2-step, high ball fade.
Yeah. I mean, I think I agree with a lot of that, Coach Rice, but at the same time, you can't tell me, and I know we don't define players by one play, but Joe has made some really boneheaded clock management plays at the end of halves and games. And
made a great one last night at the end of the game.
Well, that's true.
He did. Absolutely.
And that's just where Josh Heupel's got to get in his.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what?
Go get him,
and say
OC.
you better throw this ball and not get picked or not get sacked.
I gotta
better leave at least 2 seconds.
Well, here's the thing for me. I'm looking at it like this. We're all looking at it in our history glasses. We saw what happened. And we're trying to see what could have happened. In the moment, that coach is saying, "What can we happen?" That's the hard part that we have to keep in mind. Is we're trusting Coach Heupel. He took us from a down and out ball team that was under investigation. He has rebuilt this program in record time, so we need to put a little bit of trust in him.
But
I mean,
that was my point in the day after video today. If you watched it, I said, "Does the decision at the end of the first half, does that make Coach Heupel a good coach? Because he knows what he's got in his quarterback and doesn't want him to go out there and make a mistake. He's trying to get in the locker room up 3 and go, get the football to start the third." Gary, I know you're ready to talk. You're ready to punch somebody in the face. Jump in here, Gary. You guys won't fight for yourself, so I'll fight for you. Get in here.
Honestly, I'm apathetic toward the play calls that were made prior to the half. It's the script that was played after the half that bugged the piss out of me.
Keep going.
We come out with all the momentum. We just scored going into the half. I mean, it was a field goal, but it was still we had momentum. And then it looked like freaking Randy Sanders was our offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I was going to say I think that is Josh Heupel's version of clock management, because it wasn't like there was much urgency until it hit 40 seconds. Then it's like, okay, we do have a chance. Similar to the way the Alabama game ended last year, that's why it didn't surprise me at first. It's like, okay, if we have some success and we get a first down, then we go. Otherwise, we hadn't stopped them all half. Let's get to the locker room and figure this out. That's the way I looked at it.
Let me hit this real quick. Where'd it go? There it is. Ethan becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that, Ethan. You can hit the join button down below. You can be a part of the party. The link is out for Talkin VAWLS Elite and higher. Let's go one further. Let's go ahead and put it out. Let's see here. Join the show. Boom. There's the link. Let's put it out for Talkin VAWLS Gold and higher. Talkin VAWLS Gold and higher. You guys now have the link. If you don't know how to get the link, go to the YouTube channel. Go to the community tab. The link is there. If you were a member at Talkin VAWLS Gold or higher, all you got to do is click that link and jump on, man. Make sure you have headphones in. Make sure kids aren't screaming or, like in my case, dogs barking like complete psychopaths, because my family always comes and goes in the middle of a live stream, and the dogs just go absolutely insane. So it is what it is. But have headphones in. Try to have a good, quiet place you can come hang out and talk some Tennessee football with us. If some people roll in, we'll rotate some guys out. But I always want to get your guys. I want to get your voice, your guys's. I don't have good grammar, but I want to get your feedback on the game. Let's see. Let's go back to round roulette. Dustin.
I was just going to say, to piggyback off you real quick, a good, quiet
Hey, Dustin.
place.
Let me say something. That's how you
quiet place.
jump in there. Screw Dustin. I'll kick him off the show right now.
Go get it.
I was say good, quiet place is Kroger Field. That was nice.
Oh.
Quiet.
Okay. There you go.
He got a good insult in, but I had to attack him in the process. Dustin, give me something from last night you want to talk about.
Well, I mean, I guess like I said before on the show, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So, how many years have we not been in this position? So as ugly as the season has been, we've only lost 2 games. And like we talked about on this show a lot, and just as a Tennessee fan in general, like a win is a win. And as I think we've seen, it's like in different ways and different games, the team is improving. Yep. Now, is it at some point in the season will we see a full package, on both sides of the ball? That's what I'm hoping for. But obviously it's like the weekend before, it's like the offense kind of dropped the ball in the second half. And then this week you could argue is the defense. And, obviously some of the non-calls was hindering the defensive line. So it all kind of goes hand in hand. So, but anytime we can beat Kentucky, as we always should, like I'm happy. And I think it was Austin Price that brings it up. It seems like every time we go up there the last few years, it's a dogfight one way or the other.
Dustin brought up Kentucky, and we have almost 300 people watching. We had about 50 people watching on the intro. I think I need to clear my throat, take a deep breath, take a quick little break, and I want to make sure everybody
please play that clip.
Yeah, I want to make sure everybody sees this clip. So we'll play it again. Imagine being a professional. Like, we're not professionals here. When I spiral and yell and scream, it's because I'm a fan. These guys are the equivalent of Brent Hubbs. Can you imagine Brent Hubbs acting like this over at VolQuest? This is worth playing again. You guys enjoy. We'll be back in 45 seconds. Quick little commercial break.
Mark Stoops is 2-9 against this team, and to walk around this place before the game, I was disgusted. The smugness of those guys just walking around like, we're going to walk in here, we're going to kick your ass, and you can't do anything about it. And it made me sick. And you know what? They did it. They still did it. What the hell? Can we just beat this team? I know that Mark Stoops has done a lot of good things. This is his one really bad thing. The stupid stat about beating teams with a winning record and taking the next step and blah, blah. Just freaking beat Tennessee. Please, can we just stop losing to this stupid team with their stupid orange color, their stupid...
I'm fairly certain he was talking about me.
Oh my God! Did you see him? Did you see him there, Gary?
I don't know. But me and my brother were just walking around going, "Oh, this stadium's kind of cute. Oh, look at their fireworks. Look at their fireworks that they bought from the tent outside."
That's what happens. That's what happens when you got one TV network and one dirt road up there. So
their sound system in their stadium sounded like it belonged to Carson Newman.
Yep. Hey guys, how do you think this team would be doing if Pruitt or Butch Jones was coaching this exact team, these exact players?
4-4.
Way to ruin my night, Coach Jay.
Sorry, sorry. I'm just trying to bring up a point, and I think it's kind of like me with Milton in a way, and a lot of the fan base with Heupel. It's like it's so dang close we can taste it, and we want that, we want that perfect football, that championship football. But all I'm saying is, man, it's nice that even though we have deficiencies, these kids are being coached up and taught well and put in a position to win.
Real quick, VFL Logan, do you guys want me to post that clip, just that clip, on Twitter and let you guys? The only thing I'm worried about is them coming after me. And copyright striking me for using their material. That's the only thing.
Barstool put it on their Twitter this morning.
Anybody that's a YouTuber understands how YouTube works, and you just leave it alone. You let guys have fun. It's a 45-second clip. We played it. It is what it is. But look, I got a copyright strike from 247 Sports over 90 seconds on a live stream that me and Coach Jay did. And it got me hammered for a long time. And we're clear of that copyright strike, but I don't need another one. I do not need another one.
Twitter.
Trying to pay some bills around here. What's up, Ron the Don? I almost included Ron the Don in that, but I didn't have enough time. Like him saying we're going to go beat Kentucky. That would have been great to have him saying that and then lead into that clip and then play the – oh, man, but I didn't have time to get it all together. What's up, brother? You enjoying this win?
I know that. I'm enjoying it a lot. Here's a little bitty Raleigh in with those little bitty Kentuckians.
For all of their crappy game day atmosphere, they have one thing over Neyland Stadium. Their stadium has Chick-fil-A in it.
Yeah. That's a sin. The Lord's
Oh,
Chicken and the
man.
Devil's Palace? What in the world are we doing?
They had Chick-fil-A, and I was like, man, it's expensive Chick-fil-A, but it's still Chick-fil-A.
I think
their beers were cheaper too.
Yeah, that's probably true. I like their field. I think the field is kind of different. You know, it's got that kind of like different shades going down the sideline. That's different, but
It looks like Carson Newman's field.
Yeah.
Everything about them is just Carson Newman. That's all. Like,
Even their linebackers look like Carson Newman's. Eric Kane, Carson
That's
Newman
right.
linebacker.
And the fog show. What was up with that? Was that just because of Halloween, or was
they're
that like?
trying so hard to be like we're like a little NFL program, but we freaking suck at everything. The NFL program we're chasing after the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Can I say an unpopular opinion though? I like Mark Stoops. I listened to his post game.
Mark Stoops.
I like his post game. Like Shane Beamer, what a dork. Like what an idiot. Dorkowitz, like what a moron. Mark Stoops seems like a good dude with his head on his shoulders. He's never going to be an elite guy. And look, we're Kentucky's daddy. I think he's a great coach for Kentucky. Like he's taking them to the next level. They're never going to be better than Tennessee, but I don't think they expect to be or need to be better than Tennessee. Like that's just real talk, not as a Tennessee fan that makes fun of Kentucky all the time.
Are we saying that? Are we saying that?
Wanted us to pick up Mark Stoops for real? I liked him.
Yeah,
I didn't know we were going to pick up Heupel. I was like, hey, let's go after Kentucky, get Mark Stoops, pull them right out from under their feet, and then beat their ass every year with their own football coach.
What do they pay him though?
Not enough.
Nine.
I thought he got paid more than Heupel. It's close.
He's at 9.
Because what's Heupel?
No, I think he's one step below.
Heupel's at 10.
9
right?
for Heupel.
No, they're both at 9.
Heupel's at 9.
Yeah, I think Dabu Sweeney is going to be looking for a job pretty soon. So
Probably.
Poor bastard.
I keep saying that Dabo is about where Fulmer was in 2006. Like he's
Hold
at
on,
that point
I'm
where the
looking
game
right
is
now.
starting to
Mark
leave him
Stoops
behind.
makes more money than Josh Heupel. Mark Stoops gets 9.014. Heupel gets 9. The SEC rankings are Nick Saban 11.4, Kirby Smart 10.7, Brian Kelly 9.9, Jimbo 9.15, then Mark Stoops and Josh Heupel.
With that bonus last night for bowl eligibility, though, Heupel just jumped over him, didn't he?
Yeah, I think that's probably
Yeah, he did.
guaranteed.
Exactly
salary.
right.
Yeah. And let's face
That's
it,
what I was getting ready to
y'all.
say.
Let's face it, y'all. We're still ahead of schedule, man. I mean, like as ugly as this season has been, and you know, maybe not meeting expectations. The good news is we're, you know, above the schedule or for the schedule. But you know, and the other positive is they're finding different ways to win each game. You know,
6-2 is not ugly. There's nothing ugly about 6-2. There's not.
When we could have beat Bama last week and should have beat Bama last week, I'm pissed off about 6.
But how
The
many in
record's
this
fine.
room would have
But
said
the
they
thing
expected
is-
to win at Bama? Did
but
we
the thing-
expect to win down there?
but the thing
did.
is,
I did.
I did.
Absolutely 100%.
I picked Bama to win.
Down there. Yeah.
I picked Bama to win,
Exactly.
but I'm pissed. I'm pissed over the loss. They had every opportunity to win. That's the difference.
I
Before,
didn't expect us to win.
I don't know that I expected to win, Eric, but I expected to be in it, right? I didn't expect to go down there and
Fair.
lose. I thought Tennessee could compete versus sitting here going into the game saying, can we keep it to 24? Can we keep it to 21? Like that's embarrassing.
yeah.
Now, coming out of that loss pissed that tells me that we're right. I've been pissed off more times this season at 6-2 than I think I ever was under Jeremy Pruitt or Butch Jones, and that tells me
I think the
that's a
frustrating
good thing. That's a
the
good
frustrating
thing.
part is that both teams that we lost to, Florida and Bama so far, have been the most gettable that they've been in forever, and that's why I'm more pissed about the Florida situation,
Especially
by far.
Florida.
I
Imagine
was
if we
gonna
beat
say, I
Florida.
damn for sure think we should be 7-1. That's the main thing. I'm pissed
In the
about.
fall apart, in both those games, there was really just a quarter that we completely fell
Yeah,
apart.
because
That's frustrating for a coach, right?
The thing
with
called some bad plays against Bama, and Boogie said it a few minutes ago. Going into half, you got 2 timeouts against Kentucky on the road. You're up by 10. You could be up 17 if you play your cards right. And bad play calling, bad clock management. We had our foot on Alabama's throat. Field goals instead of touchdowns or not. We had our foot on their throat, and we just let up.
But those are also the same things we praise him for when we are successful. Like he's been aggressive and it's worked out a lot of ways beforehand. But let's face it, let's call a spade. Like, I think we didn't show up in the second half. We all know that. But I think it still showed a clear sign of where we are recruiting-wise and depth-wise behind the big boys. I think there's still a little bit of a gap there. We're getting closer. We've got the talent to compete, but, they've got 3 or 4 deep, or we have maybe 1 or 2 deep across the board.
Take the performances away so far this season. If anybody here would have been offered 9-3 to end this season with Joe at quarterback, how many of you would have taken it all day long?
Taking it. I mean, that was my prediction. And I'm still like I was talking about it today watching the Heupel show. It's funny how our expectations shift and change, and the emotions, right? We're fans. We get emotional, man. I do it all the time. It's hard to come on here in front of a microphone every single day and not let your emotions take over.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is preseason when I'm saying Florida, that's a toss-up game. Kentucky, toss-up game. Missouri, toss-up game. How many of these games do you win or lose? Yeah, A&M, toss-up game.
Exactly.
And I looked at Alabama and Georgia and said those are losses. So right now, we lost our toss-up game, and I get it, Coach Rice saying that pisses me off because I don't think Florida's very good. So you wasted your toss-up game against Florida. Now you got to go beat a Missouri team that's better than we thought they were going to be. Right now, that's the challenge. Connecticut, homecoming. We're favored by 35. Glorified scrimmage, going to take care of business. Missouri on the road is now the biggest game of the year. And we got 4 games to play. It's the biggest game of the year. Yeah, bigger than Georgia. It is. It's bigger than Georgia.
Absolutely agree, 100%.
Well, here you go, Boogie. I mean, at the start of the season, we were pretty sure we were going to beat Florida. It wasn't one of our maybe games, but one of our maybe games was A&M, and we did beat them. So if we went by what we were thinking, we would be at where we are right now. We would have lost to A&M, kind of figured that we might lose to them. Alabama, we were counting as a loss, and Georgia, we were counting as a loss. So we are still on the same track as what we thought, preseason.
Yeah, and I think what makes it more digestible for people like Bob and Boogie and I don't know how old you are, Coach Jay, but like when I was growing up, 9 and 10 was the standard. Like so,
I'm Boogie's age. I'm Boogie's
okay.
exact age.
Okay,
He just looks younger than I do.
Yeah. So do I.
Oh my God! Y'all aren't stabbing me in the back. You're stabbing me in the chest. Go ahead, Dustin.
But I'm teasing. But my point was that so just getting back to that level, if we can stay in this realm for the foreseeable future, like everything else will fall into place. But just getting back to this point for us is like, okay, we can finally, not have as much to complain about.
That's a good point, but I was pissed off a lot in the 90s too, man. We should have beaten Florida a lot. We should have beaten them up and down the field, even on their own field. We should have beaten them a lot.
Oh yeah, that's why I hate Florida more than anybody.
That's a good point. For real.
We're 8-2 my freshman year.
Give you a holler on what you said.
You just don't want to lose. You play football any amount of time, you understand the difference between, they beat us, so we lost. But when you lose it, we've been for years mediocre. I mean, seriously mediocre years. Now we finally got the coaching, which can surpass even player talent to do the job. Now we have a little bit of talent to go along with it. And when you lay an egg, oh man, it burns. It burns like a bad bowl of chili that you ain't got no toilet paper in the house.
For me, I'll say this. Ever since the Bush Jones year where we started out so great and then we lost to South Carolina and Vanderbilt, that's always been my pinpoint. And the damn sure thing happened last year too, where we win all the games you're supposed to, and then you drop one to some, team that you should absolutely not. That's to me, that's what I'm looking for next is to not even, be challenged and not have these hiccups. Yeah. And not have these hiccups. That's what I'm looking for the next step.
Yeah, go watch the conspiracy theory tinfoil hat video I dropped last week. Let me catch up on Super Chats real quick. G. Smith for 5. Is it really Joe that they don't trust, or the fact that for the most part our wide receivers have had butterfingers? It's both. I see Gary getting all excited.
Both.
Yeah. It's both.
Oh, I'm just
man.
trolling y'all on that one.
It's both. It's
I'm just,
both.
I'm just trolling on that.
But it is. It's both. The wide receivers played good, and Joe played good, right? I mean, to quote Coach Jay, two things can be true. Gary becomes a member of the channel.
Nope.
Shout out,
Can
Gary.
only be
Appreciate
one.
that support. Oh, Gary
Sorry.
True. Gary True.
There can only be
No,
one, dude.
So he's Gary
Sorry,
True.
bye.
You're Gary False.
He's the only
You're
Gary.
Gary False. So how about that? Thank you, the real Gary, the baby face, the hero Gary, compared to this villain Gary.
Oh,
that's
I'm
on here.
fine being the heel. I'm good with
Yeah.
it.
Will
Thank
the
you,
real
Gary.
Gary's please stand up?
He's standing up down there, highlighted on this. Look at that big glorious beard. Like,
I know,
well, they
it's not
both have
like-
glorious beards. So
It's not as
whatever.
good as mine.
Shout out, Gary. Appreciate you joining the channel. You guys hit the join button down below. It's too late. I wanted to give away a Kentucky's Daddy shirt. I don't think we can get enough memberships to do it. I want to start a membership drive, man. There's a number in my mind, and we're a good little ways away from it. Maybe I'll start something up. But thank you, Gary, for that. Timothy McGee for 5. LOL. Watch us get upset because we overlook UConn. Not gonna happen. It is not gonna happen,
Bro.
Guys, calm down.
Put third string in where you know.
Yeah, Tennessee's favored by 34.5 right now. Nico's going to get some run on Saturday. I'm going to be sitting in Neyland Stadium saying, Nico missed 14 throws that he had for touchdowns. I cannot wait to get back on Talkin VAWLS and tell Coach Jay all the wide open wide receivers that he didn't see on TV, but I saw in person. I'm going to break it down.
We all know when Nico gets in, he's handing the ball off and throwing bubble screen tight end flat.
He better not be doing
That's
it on
all
Saturday.
he's going to be doing this year.
Look, I lied. I hope my family's not listening. I said I was going for my daughter. I'm going because I thought Nico would be in. I just want to see Nico. That's why I'm going to the game.
That's why he wanted that jersey I broke out.
Dude, I'm about to order me a dark mode Joe Milton jersey. How dare
But
you? Wayne
you only
Starnes.
have it for 2 games.
I know. That's why I'm not paying $100 for it, because I'm not going to wear a jersey for that short amount of time. Wayne drops the Orange Boy. We'll play the clip if I can find it. Where's the clip? There it is.
Rocky Top!
Wayne drops a 20 spot. That ain't cheap. Appreciate that, brother. Do you think hype calls back-to-back deep ends post if Milton was the QB last year and not Hooker? I don't. Trust in personnel isn't there, in my opinion. Go Vols. He's talking about the Alabama game, and that's something I brought up when I was talking about the play calling before halftime. You had almost 2 minutes, and you were scared to throw the football, but when you had Hendon Hooker, and I know people get sick of the comparison, but last year you had Hendon Hooker. What they have? Was it 15 seconds against Alabama?
16.
And they're like, let's go win the game. Let's go throw the ball deep over the middle twice, and then go kick a game-winning field goal. Case in point, end of story. It's all about confidence in your quarterback. That's it to me. All right, let me put somebody else
quarterback
on.
and receivers.
Yeah,
And receivers.
in the words of Butch Jones, the throw
And a
game.
home environment.
The throw game.
The throw game.
God, I said that on Kaner's show the other day, and it was so
I still
amazing.
trust Hype that he's
That was a
making the
classic
right
clip.
decision, though.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's uncomfortable for me, and I think Nico's the right decision. Like I've said on this show, I defer to Heupel. He's around everybody all day. He's around this team chemistry. He sees all the little pieces. I'm going to defer to Coach Heupel on that kind of thing, just like I'll defer to him.
Let's
on
be
that.
real. The real choice is Navy Schuler, guys. Come on.
Facts, Gary.
I could order me a dark mode Navy Schuler jersey.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
I
It
would
looks
rock
good in the
that
uniform.
I would rock that thing for years and just say it's Heath Schuler, not Navy.
There you go.
Well, let's just start. Let's go full bore and start Jackson Ross at quarterback, guys.
Yeah.
He has the third
go.
best arm.
Throw with both arms, I guess.
Yeah, man.
That's what I've been told. I've been told he should run the football more too. So maybe you'll put him at fullback.
Yeah.
Let's go wing T and give it to Jackson Ross up the gut all day long.
I mean, Kentucky already brings the game back 60 years. Let's go ahead and bring it back 100 years.
Why not?
The good thing about it yesterday, y'all probably already touched on Joe maybe before I got on here, but the good thing was, like, yesterday, that's all we needed him to do all season. Just make a few plays. Don't stand there too long. If it's not there, run out a little bit. Like, you don't have to go for 300 a game to be successful. It's not as pretty as it was last year, but, you know, if we can run the ball like we have been and add that dynamic in and then take a couple deep shots and then be efficient otherwise, that's great. That's all we needed him to do.
Nimrod and Thornton were smoking people on the outside, and Squirrel was playing well. So I thought we had a lot of help from our wide receivers. I know we praised our running game and Joe quite a bit, but our wide receivers have gotten a bit of a lashing from us this year. So I think we should all maybe tip a cap to them.
Thornton looks good on the outside.
Well.
That's what I was going to say. Coach is derailing me. Do you guys think that Thornton's going to find his footing now that he's getting to play on the outside?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do.
God, I hope so.
One thing of all things I want to see in the UConn game, I want to see Joe throw for like 350. I mean,
break 300.
Break 300, dude. I mean, draw up, let him build that confidence going into the two most important games in our schedule. This guy plays off of confidence. We all know that. Let him build some major confidence. Go out there. I mean, if we got to run to get some, get a few yards here and there, but you use those weapons, Jalen Wright, Dylan Sampson, Jabari Small in the passing game, and let that dude build it, throw for 300 plus yards, and build that confidence into the most important stretch going down to the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought that was a nice little wrinkle. I thought that was a nice little wrinkle yesterday with the running backs. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, my thing was I was when I was watching the game and even my rewatch, the wide open, the whole center of the field was wide open. If you get them running backs coming out of the backfield, catching that middle, it's over. A little dump pass over the middle, it's over. Let them do their work outside the line. If they got a little more of those, and if they do that at UConn, there's no reason why he don't do 350, 400 yards.
Yeah.
He took
what was there. He took what was there. That was what was impressive to me. We haven't seen that all season, and like I said, being able to escape that was huge.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely love to see Jalen Wright and Dylan Sampson run some option routes, whether he can do the angle, and that kind of usually we saw that third, and I think it was 3rd and 10 on that last drive. Dylan Sampson kind of ran like a semi-angle route. I think he didn't bend it as much as most angle routes go, but he caught the ball, got up the field, and most time our running backs are there for pass protection. That's just that's what they've done in our offense. But I love to see some get them on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage and run some option routes to where use them as our some more receiving weapons.
Do some double back sets or something.
That last drive was the best play calling in the whole game, I thought.
I agree.
But even still, what we need from Joe for the rest of the year, he's doing his basics. We need some speed and recognizing the play when it's there before the defense has time to react.
Yeah.
That's why when at the end of the game, they didn't trust him because Joe can take a 5-second play and make it last 10. It takes too long to digest the play and to make the play. You get some speed from him, and the receivers, he ain't worried about holding because the ball's gone. He ain't worried about passing interference because the ball's past the defense. Come on, Joe, speed up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
100%. 100% agree. 100%.
Well, here's what I'm.
I'll say this. Oh, sorry, Bob. That's why that play with Nimrod worked because he got it out real quick. I mean, he went ahead and threw it up where he was going to be, not where he thought he was going to. You know what I mean? So it was a preemptive throw. Go ahead, Bob.
Nimrod
sorry,
smoked him.
Right. Well, my thing is, from what I'm saying is he's not looking the defense off. He knows who he's going to be throwing to, and he's got them centered on his sights. And that clues the entire defense, and that's what brings his safeties over. So he at least needs to look over. Even if he's not looking at a receiver, turn your head, look the other way, and then come back to him. You've got to be able to look him off. And he's not scanning the field to look and see, because there was several plays last week, and there was a couple of plays this week where he threw to a covered receiver, and he had somebody else that was wide open. If he just scanned the field, he'd have nailed it.
That's what worries me about the Georgia game. He stands there like a statue, and he telegraphs his first two options are the only two he's looking at. And if he just looks off one safety one time, Georgia is going to be watching the film saying, oh, crap, he's learned how to look people off.
Can we not teach that? Can they not get him to go through that, even if he knows where he's going, to look the other way on purpose? I mean,
you can lead a horse to water, Eric, but can you make him drink?
I thought we saw more of that at the Clemson game. I thought he was better at that, and then since then,
what happened?
Since then, but I'm not a quarterback guru, but like his footwork is totally different than any NFL quarterback I've ever seen. Because if you watch an NFL quarterback, it's they kind of move their feet with the head. You know what I mean? To at least give that look as if they're looking elsewhere. But with
and they
him,
do
it's
that
kinda
in routes on air. They do that in routes on air.
Right. So I don't know.
Yeah, the little stutter step.
Yep.
Yeah. But we definitely need as many wrinkles as we can to keep the defense from, because there was definitely, even yesterday, there was like several predictable calls as far as like, okay, well, I forget what play it was, but there was a nice big chunk. I think it might have been the one to maybe Thornton. And then it was so obvious, okay, we're just going to run it the next play. And it was stuff like, why not take 2 shots in a row occasionally, 2 pass plays in a row every now and then? It's
they hit one down the field, they're immediately going to run. That's Josh Heupel 101. That's what they're going to do. They're going to get to the line of scrimmage quick, and they're going to snap the football, and they're going to run it every single time. Let me hit this super chat real quick. Papa T in SC drops a 20 spot. We'll play the clip.
Rocky Top!
Papa T says, Boogie, it feels so good being a Tennessee Vol in South Carolina. Clemson in the Gamecocks are garbage. Clemson hates when I call in because I make them eat crow about dogging us for years. Now they want to fire staff or Dabo. I love it. GBO. I like seeing South Carolina win for some odd, strange reason. I've got a little bit more fire in my belly to watch them lose and be embarrassed and be a joke like the people that cover them on YouTube. It's so much fun. I love watching people fail while we win. We win on the Talkin VAWLS network, and I love watching other people fail. And that makes me an arrogant prick, and I'm here for it.
They are the best 2-6, 2-5, whatever team in the nation, guys. Okay.
Can you imagine? I saw Shane Beamer's post game. And I was thinking, how would I react if that was Tennessee's coach? I think I would just go all in and bury him at all times.
Yeah.
Like
very Butch.
Like, and I supported Butch. And I'm like, would I support this idiot? Would I support Shane Beamer if he was Tennessee's coach? I don't know how that would be humanly possible. The dude is a clown show, man. Timothy McGee drops a $5 super chat. His problem is we run the option wide receiver option instead of throwing to a point. And throw the ball 30 yards instead of short passes, slant curls. I don't know. They've thrown a lot of hitches, a lot of comebacks. Not a lot of slants, not a lot of stuff over the middle. Didn't get the tight ends involved at all this week.
Right.
There's still options, though, because, I mean, the curls, the comebacks, it's more of a comeback because they're coming back to the ball. But
coming back hard.
That's an option route. Because most of it you see on the switch, or that's our vertical passing scheme that they're reading the corners or the safeties, and how they're playing determines on how we read our wide receivers read what they're going to do. If they're playing off the ball, they're bailing. They're going to turn it up and turn back, turn it into a comeback route. If they sit or play man to man, that's when we run the go routes.
Don't you think we've had some success though with that comeback? I think we've had a lot of success with it.
Well, I think that's what everybody's playing. Either soft man and stick with, or they're playing cover 4 or cover 3 and just not letting us beat them deep. That's just what they're doing.
I like it a little bit better than the just the screen to the side sometimes. I mean, that's still a nice little wrinkle every now and then, but I think people have kind of caught onto that by now.
Sweet Moses, did you see Squirrel White in the first series?
He got blowed up big time.
He got destroyed because I watched that play live action and I didn't see it, and I was like, I want to make a note of who was blocking on this play, and I went back and I was like, oh my goodness, poor Squirrel. Let's not do this again. Let's get Jacob Warren or McAllen Castles out there. Get those guys out there blocking. That's how you have success.
I'm surprised they haven't done the fake screen and verticals off the fake screen more than what they have, because you see how aggressive teams are playing those screens now.
They're all over.
I don't know why that.
If you recall, last week I was hot because on the very first series I kind of forgave it because we went down there and scored on Bama anyway. But if you watch that Bama game, we throw 2 bubble screens to the bottom of the screen at the very first plays. Well, if you watch the second one, Nimrod has that panic seam route out of it, and man, he was wide open, coach. Yep. So
he's butt naked.
Butt naked.
He was butt naked.
Hold on. Let me hit this super chat, Bob. Then we'll get your question. Lisa for $5. Appreciate that, Lisa. Says Kentucky had to use their speaker last night to quiet the Tennessee band and fans. Anyone else catch Spraggins flag in the end zone at the end? Spraggins flag on the inside. I did see on the first touchdown, Spraggins was going right into the crowd, taunting. So I don't know if he did something else. Spraggins has got some fire to him, man. Spraggins got some fire to him. Thank you, Lisa, for the super chat. We appreciate
Not
that.
only did they use that speaker, but that speaker was garbage too.
Go ahead, Bob. What do you got?
Lost my train now. Go ahead.
Of course you guys do. You guys always like, I got something to say, but I gotta say it. And I'm like, okay, let me hit this super chat real quick. I have no idea. No idea. It happens way too often. Way too often. We're an hour and 10 minutes into this thing, guys. The link is out for everybody. Talking Balls Gold and higher. You want to be a part of the show, jump on, hang out, talk some Tennessee football with us. Go check out the merch. You guys know where. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin Balls. The link is in the description. I love it, man. Bob's got the merch on. Tom's got the merch on. Does anybody else have Talkin Balls merch on? I know Bob and Tom. Didn't I say this a couple of weeks ago? Did anybody – you Tennessee guys know who Bob and Tom are.
I do.
Yeah, a few of you guys do. Coach Jay's like, I think I threw it at Coach Jay. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, of course you don't, you freaking California kid. Exactly. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm glad you, like, Coach Rice and Eric are laughing. Bob and Tom in the morning. We got Bob and Tom in the Talkin Balls Network. Appreciate the support, man. Go check out the merch. Join the channel, all that good stuff. We're going to wrap this thing up here shortly. Sweet
Dingo
Jesus.
and the baby.
Coach Rice. I gotta speculate. Coach Rice.
I'm sorry.
I gotta pick which coach I'm fussing at. Coach Rice. Dial it back in. I'm putting it on you. Let's wrap this thing up. Give me a last topic that we're gonna get into. Let's talk about the defense. Old offensive coach down there. You're an offensive coordinator. You're seeing that pathetic weak defense. What do you think about the way that Tennessee schemed up Kentucky?
Man, it took me back to 2021, man. I'm like, what is a soft defense where we're just giving them? I mean, I get, the whole scheme was to stop Ray Davis. That was the scheme. That there's no denying it. You could see the way we were lining up. They did not think Devin Leary had that in him anymore, so they're going to put everything in the box, stop the run game. And then the DBs just don't get beat deep, play soft zone, and let Devin Leary make a mistake. Well, he didn't make a mistake. He played his tail off, and we made him look like 2021 Devin Leary. Because, I mean, and I'll give him credit. He was making some nice throws, especially there in the first half. He was making some, quick reads, quick throws. But I think 2-man under, cover one, changing it up. Here and there with some zone that would have made him, fooled him a little bit, but playing all that soft zone just was not the answer.
Yeah, and we didn't really adjust. It didn't seem like it. They just kept letting him do it and kept the game closer than it should have.
Yep. Do you think by that though, Dustin, when you say that, like, and I was kind of thinking this earlier when we were talking about it a little bit. Do you think that this coaching staff's like, oh, okay, we have the lead. Let's just keep doing what we're doing.
I think that's exactly what happened.
Let's just hold on.
Yeah. Then don't break. Let's not let Davis break one open on us. Let's not just keep everything in front of us.
Yeah,
which Tennessee was out front all night long. They were out front all night long. They were.
And when you're running the ball like that, it really starts to kind of make sense, because when you're running the ball and you got the lead, you can dictate things. So I get what they're thinking, but I'm with Dustin and Coach Rice. I think you got to get multiple in your coverages and use more split coverages, more man 2 under, man 1, and mixed in with your zone blitzes.
Yeah, so. And you don't have to completely go away from the zone, but at least throw a wrinkle in there every now and then. Every one down every couple series or something to keep things honest.
I also think.
It's almost like they start out with one mentality, and okay, we're going to ride or die with this, and it feel like the same thing on offense sometimes too. I know Boogie busted my chops the other night for saying something about halftime adjustments, but
no, I'm not.
They do.
I want to bust everybody's chops. Like if you bring up halftime adjustments, I love buzzwords, right? And I'm guilty of it too. You got to clean that up. Well, clean what up? Clean what up? Tell me what you're talking about. idiot.
Yep.
And it's like, oh well, you got to make halftime adjustments. What adjustments, idiot? Tell me the adjustments, idiot. And it's like, so I'm like, everybody in the chat was going ham, saying adjustments, got to make adjustments, got to make adjustments. I said, all right, we got, I don't know how many thousand people we had watching at the time. I'm like, what are your adjustments? Boogie, the wife's calling. I got to go to dinner. I got to get outside and mow the yard real quick. Nobody's got any adjustments for me. The only adjustment that I got was from Coach Jay, and he said, "Don't freaking go for it on 4th down. Punt the ball, you idiot, idiot."
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's my point. There's all these buzzwords that we as fans use, and if you don't know what you're talking about, give me some substance.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking about coverages, all right, go cover one, go cover 2 man,
Cover 2 man under,
whatever,
Yeah,
something.
that's what
Give
I
me
wanted.
something.
Yeah.
Give me something. Give me some substance. What's the adjustment? Don't just say, well, you got to make adjustments. What adjustments? Like, don't
Gotta
pretend
play
to be
to win.
smart. Yeah, don't pretend to be smart without the knowledge. And I will be the first one to say I'm not an X's and O's guy. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, this is what I would do. This is what I would change coming out. But I can watch the game and say, well, Joe Milton played good. Joe Milton played bad. The running game was working. It wasn't working. And that's a beautiful thing about being a fan. But I wasn't coming at you, Dustin. I'm just saying. If
But
you
yeah.
need adjustments.
Yeah. Yeah.
You adult
Idiot.
I'm gonna go now.
Idiot.
First
You
half,
deserve it, Dustin.
I
You
didn't
said-
come on here to get my feelings hurt.
You said you started this. You said you looked younger than me. You do. You look 15 years younger than me. God bless America.
Well, and my point was also like it can be mental adjustments too. You know, we didn't make any mental adjustments at halftime. Alabama, and it came back and bit us badly. But you know, my point with this game was like in game kind of stuff. Like Coach said, like if they're blowing us up on zone, try some man stuff every now and then.
And I
it's
one
the same
thing that
game
stopped.
plan.
Go ahead.
Same game plan all the time. First half, when the man runs the ball, tackle him. Second half, when the man runs the ball, tackle him some more.
Yeah.
First half, when they try to pass the ball, keep him from catching the passes. Second half, keep him from catching more passes. It's the same game plan all the way. Now, you can specify it, but it's the same thing. Keep them from getting the ball, keep them from catching the ball. If they do catch it, Lord help them. We tackling them
keep
immediately.
it simple, Ron. Say, tell
Ron
them,
the
Ron. Say,
dog for
keep
head
it simple,
coach.
stupid.
Yeah.
Keep it simple,
Well, we
stupid.
got to get to them on blitzes too.
well, I
'Cause
mean,
we're talking about some coverages, right? I mean, we're talking about soft zone or man under.
They're not getting home.
2 over top.
Well, they were
were
putting us
not
in
getting home
headlocks.
I was
yesterday.
about to say they had WWE superstars on their freaking offensive line.
Mhm.
So,
Hey, they can have
That
all
was
the
the kid.
superstars they want. They
How
gotta
about that
drop
comment? Back-to-back weeks, 0 live play
Mhm.
penalties.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Weird.
saying.
That was what I was going to bring up a while ago.
There
Oh,
it is.
Hey,
There
Bob's
it is.
back.
There it is.
Bob's back.
Hey, get him.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's what I was going to
Yeah,
bring
no,
up. How is it we had 2 weeks in a row that the defense for our opposing team had 0 live action penalties? 0.
The referees are like this.
How is that possible?
And offensive line.
It's-
And offensive
So,
line.
Considering-
are we going to get that against Georgia
No,
in
they're not.
Neyland?
I mean,
No.
at this point, Heupel might as well rail off against the refs in the post-game press.
Dude, I would pay. I
If
would
he's-
pay
if
the
he
fine
get-
for
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Me
Goodness
too.
gracious.
I'd
Danny
say
White could do a
today.
GoFundMe for that fine, and we.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
don't
there
we
you go.
start? Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
that today. Why don't we start
They're-
preparing for so he can at least speak up?
The refs
Why
are
is he
pissed.
eating
I,
it?
I would
The-
pay to see Coach Heupel go off on the refs just one time, like
Yeah.
Bob Stoops, like
Exactly.
Mike
Yeah.
Stoops did. I mean, just derail on a
Exactly.
referee
Yeah.
and just, oh my gosh! I'm telling you, if the referees were calling my high school football game, I would have got
Yeah.
flagged, ejected.
It's where you
the
catch the
other
flag
line-
they throw and throw it back at them.
Yeah, the refs are pissed because they have to run and spot the ball so quickly. They're getting worn out.
You're like,
You're
I'm not
telling
throwing any
me-
flags for you.
You're telling
one
me
that
that
killed
the
me the
2
worst.
other teams that are penalized just as much as we are, it's just suddenly randomly had 1 false start in one game and like 2 false starts and offsides in another
Yep.
game.
Yep.
Yeah, like and like
okay.
the false starts you can't fake, right, Gary? Like you can see
No.
it. Like
Yeah.
it's the judgmental penalties, like the live action. That's That's nonsense. Let me hit a couple of super
Tyler
chats.
Perry was getting tackled last week by their offensive tackle. You remember that one? He was getting drugged to the ground.
Headlocked. He got headlocked.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. WWE superstars, man.
Yeah.
Don't call them superstars. They're wrestlers. Wrestling's real. Michael Davis
Yeah.
has been a member
All right,
for 12
AEW
months.
Mark.
You know what? Let me say this real quick. I got to talk about wrestling for 2 seconds. Nelson's not in the chat tonight. Sent me a message on Twitter the other day, and he's like talking about wrestling and injuries and people calling it fake, and it was a Ric Flair clip. And I was like, let me invite you guys to the wrestling world. If you hit the ropes, screw hitting the mat, screw taking a back bump, boom, attack the mat. You're not going to do that. Hit the ropes one time. You're gonna roll out and say, I'm out, I'm done. And we started having a back and forth. This is so stupid. Everybody's like, okay, shut up. I don't care about wrestling. Dude, there were 4 of us that graduated from my wrestling class. Do you know how many guys we saw come in, pay a ridiculous down payment, and then never come back after one training class? Over and over and over and over. While the four of us actually graduated from wrestling training, because it ain't for everybody. I dare you clowns that say wrestling's fake to hit the ropes one time. I dare you to take one back bump. It ain't gonna happen. All right.
Have you seen him set up
Skins
a
your
ring?
skins
You know what
your
the
back
ring looks
up.
like underneath the mat? It's all plywood and a giant spring.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the ropes are still cables. Why am I
Yeah.
derailed? Why do I do this to myself? It's Gary's fault.
Did you full on Greco-Roman in school?
No, we didn't have a wrestling team, so it was all steel chairs and barbed wire.
Hell yeah, man!
It's backyard wrestling, bro. Backyard wrestling is
that old ECW.
Got that ECW chant going on.
All right. Michael Davis been a member for a year. Says our defense always gives up a ton in the passing game when we play soft zone. Doesn't work for our defense. I agree. This defense sucks when they go soft zone. Jordan Boyd for 5. Ready to see how the season unfolds. I think, boys, now we're looking at a win over Connecticut, a win over Vanderbilt. We're looking at 8-4 as the floor. Can they go beat Missouri? Can they go beat Georgia? We'll wrap it up with this. We'll do another 9 minutes or so, get to an hour and a half. Tom, what are your thoughts? Is 10 wins on the table, or is your goal 9 wins at this point?
It's on the table, and that's my goal, period, because we still can do it. I mean, hell, we could – even with the bad play calling, even with the bad penalties that the refs aren't calling or are calling, our run game and our front 4 can get us to 10 wins. They can. And, I mean, it's going to happen. Hell, let's just go ahead and say it. It's going to happen. Let's be positive. I get a lot of crap for being negative, but, yeah, we're going to win 10 games. We're going to do it. We're going to beat Georgia in Neyland for the first time in, 6 years? It's going to happen.
Will they rip the goalpost down?
No.
You should.
Oh,
I would.
That's a good question.
You should.
I would.
if we do.
Good question.
That was that Bama stuff last year with the field goal post, man. That's going down in the Tennessee lore. It is. It's going down in college football lore. You know, you haven't beaten your arch nemesis in 15 years. They're coming in number 3. You're number 6. You know, just for the first time in forever, you got a hell of a chance to win. And not only do you win, but you win when they miss a field goal, you get your last second. I mean, you can't write stuff like that. That was like the Dustin or the Will Hoyt. That was like the Will Hoyt stuff, man. Missed the extra.
That was the game that catapulted us to the top of the CFP.
Hell yeah, it was.
Yep.
Dude, that Will Hoyt game, I was like, there's no way he's making this field goal. After
I
missing
didn't
the next
look,
point,
man.
I was like,
That was
there's
awesome.
no way he's making it.
I told my stepdad, I said, I'm not looking, man. I put my hand over my face and everybody went nuts. And I couldn't believe it.
Let me throw this at Coach Rice. If Tennessee goes and beats Missouri, like they're going to beat Connecticut, let's say they beat Missouri on the road, how much does your confidence go up and down based on that Missouri game going into Georgia?
Going into Georgia. Part of it is just how the defense plays to me. I mean, if we go and we still somehow win and it's a shootout, say 49-45, I don't like our chances with Georgia.
Missouri throws for almost 300 a game.
And that's part of the reason why they make me worry about. Especially if our defense had went and done what it's done all year against Kentucky, and, not showed any regression, I think, my worry against Missouri would have been not as much. But, it's just, I still think we'll beat Missouri just because of our run game. I don't think they'll be able to stop us. I don't think we'll be able to control the physicality of the game a little bit. But we're definitely going to have to make some type of adjustment, whether it be, passing the ball, different strategies passing the ball, whether it be hitting Thornton deep or, doing just something differently offensively than what we did against we can't have an A&M showing. That's the main thing I'm saying against Missouri.
Yeah.
We got to have the Joe Milton that came out and played against Kentucky. We got to at least have that version of Joe Milton. I'd love to have, just a little better, but if we could have that version of Joe Milton and our defense improve from what it did Saturday, I like our chances. But we're definitely gonna have to make some different types of some play. We're gonna have to make some plays.
Yeah, we need a really good game plan going into Missouri for sure. I haven't watched a lot of them, but kind of reminds me of South Carolina a little bit with their schemes and whatnot, from what I can tell. But yeah, it's going to be crucial to have our heads on straight. We got to play a solid game there. That's not going to be an easy game. That one, I wouldn't say worries me, but it also at the same time it does, because we've seen the Jekyll and Hyde of this team so far this year, and that could easily be one that gets us.
They better know where Luther Burden. They better know where Luther Burden is, because that dude's having a Bolitnikov type year. So they better know where that dude is at all times on the field.
Well, and they came back on us pretty good last year, if you remember that. We had to finally pull away there, but we've had their number. It's kind of like South Carolina. We had their number the first couple of years, so they're itching to get one on us for sure.
Let me hit one last super chat real quick. Mikey McMahon, brother of Vince, says for $20, that ain't cheap. That's an Orange Boy. Let's play the clip. Dang it.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Shout out to Vince McMahon and Mikey McMahon. One more for the road. Roll it, GBO. Appreciate that, Mikey. Very generous, man. $20 ain't cheap. Appreciate the support. We'll let you guys know. I put out that clip. It's on Twitter. Do me a favor. We got 228 people watching. Go to Twitter. Follow at Talkin VAWLS. I don't even know what. Let me update the banner. At Talkin VAWLS _pod. Yeah, at Talkin VAWLS _pod. You can see it down there at the bottom. Go to at Talkin VAWLS _pod. Retweet it. Let all the Kentucky fans see it. They're going to be pissed. They're going to hate it. And they're going to be angry. And I love it. That's what I'm here to do. Been a fun show, man. I love these fan call-in shows. I love the community that we are building. This week going to be business as usual until Saturday. That's when I'm taking the day off. But Tuesday night, Halloween night, we're going to celebrate Halloween together. Talked to the wife today. We got some other stuff going on with the kiddos before Halloween. Halloween, I'm spending with you guys. I tried to find a costume tonight, and it didn't work out. So I don't know if I've got to figure something out. Man, I dressed up as Earl from My Name is Earl a few Halloweens ago. the mustache is gone. I've got the Leonard Skinner shirt, the wig, but the mustache is gone. I'll figure something out. We're celebrating Halloween together. So come hang out Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. We're going to play NCAA football. I promise you. We will have a blast. Tomorrow morning, Eric Kane will be in the house, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Come hang out for that. Pour your cup of coffee, and we'll break down this Tennessee-Kentucky game. Wednesday night at 7, business as usual. Friday morning with Coach Jay. We'll bring that thing back unless I get a bad cough, and I don't want to listen to this nonsense.
I got my stats ready, Boogie.
Maybe I'll call in sick.
We're 55th in red zone offense.
You never know what's going to happen. Wayne drops another 20 spot, says, do it one more time, Boogie. Okay, Wayne, here it is.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Man, y'all are nuts.
Let me ask y'all a question real quick. Y'all think we'll have game day if we beat Missouri and we're going Georgia, the Georgia game? Y'all think we'll have game day?
Who else? Let me pull up the schedule. Who else plays that week? Do you know offhand?
That's a good question.
We will.
Is that Ohio State, Michigan?
No,
that's the next week.
I think that's Michigan, Penn State is that weekend, though. I think, isn't it?
It might be.
We will at least have SEC Nation because there's literally nothing better that week. Except for maybe Florida, Missouri.
Dude, I swear I watch SEC Nation over College Game Day every week now.
Yeah.
I watch College Game Day and fast forward looking for SEC clips, and it's so few and far between.
It's true.
Yeah.
So
I remember when College Game Day used to kick ass.
I loved it. Dude, I grew up on College Game Day and NCAA football. Like
New College Game Day theme sucks.
Yeah,
Laney Wilson's in that. How dare you?
Okay, Laney Wilson.
I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
I know he was. I know he was a Georgia guy, but I miss David Pollock on there.
No way, Pat McAfee's the best thing to ever happen to College Game.
He gets on my nerves,
and he's leaving too.
He gets on your nerves.
Dude,
He's
Pat
the
McAfee
best.
is the best part of College Game Day.
Pat McAfee is. I love Pat. He's
He and
so
Jared
leaving.
Kushner have punchable faces. I'm
He's leaving
sorry.
Game Day.
Yeah.
He's leaving Game Day.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
leaving.
unfortunately.
Probably because his own show is so big. Like it's so huge, man.
Probably.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he's better for that than Game Day, in my opinion. But
All right, we're going to get out the door. For Coach Jay, for Eric, for Bob, the White Lightning sitting in his prison cell. Man, Bob, I hope you enjoy I hope you enjoy your time when you get out
free
on
internet.
work. Yeah, your work detail. I hope you enjoy that. Good to have Tom back, recovering from the China virus. Gary, it's always a blast. Dustin,
Joe Milton.
good to have you back on, man. We're going to get you on another post-game show. Don't tell X. I'm going to change his schedule coming up soon. We're gonna do some things. I want to get more voices on. Ron the Don, dude, I love you, Ron. I
100%.
mean that in a good Christian heterosexual way. I love you, Ron. Great. Somebody in the chat earlier said, I thought Ron was a clip. I thought Boogie was playing a clip because of the energy he brings. I love the energy that you bring to this community, Ron. You're so much fun. Coach Rice, always good to have you on the show as well. Elijah drops a $2 super chat. Says,
oh Lord,
He said it, we didn't. He said it, we didn't. Don't get in trouble, Boogie.
We're good.
I'm
Don't
gonna
get in trouble, Boogie.
I'm about to. I hope my wife's not watching. Laney
Yeah.
Wilson has a dump truck of a personality. She's got a personality I could get behind. We'll send you out the door with that one. I'm going to play this clip on the way out the door. I love you guys. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
Mark Stoops is 2-9 against his team, and to walk around this place before the game, I was disgusted. The smugness of those guys just walking around like, we're going to walk in here, we're going to kick your ass, and you can't do anything about it. And it made me sick. And you know what? They did it. They still did it. What the hell? Can we not? Can we just beat this team? I know that Mark Stoops has done a lot of good things. This is his one really bad thing. The stupid stat about beating teams with a winning record and taking the next step and blah, blah. Just freaking beat Tennessee. Please, can we just stop losing to this stupid team with that stupid orange color, their stupid.
I'm not going anywhere. Hold on a second. We're still live. Ron the Don, can you play the guitar?
A little bit.
Oh.
Get the freaking guitar back out.
Enough to put a tin cup out.
I want to hear you. Can you play some? Well, give me something. This is Talkin VAWLS After Dark. Can you play Rocky Top?
Yeah.
Can you play Rocky Top? That's the question.
Not yet. I'm working on it.
I can, but I don't have a guitar next to me. So
You got to learn it, Ron the Don.
Okay.
You playing Rocky Top is money. I promise you, this chat they already love you. They already love you. They will love you forever. All right, boys, we're out the door. I saw Ron the Don jamming. I was like, I got to see what this man could do. I love it. You're the man, Ron. Coach Jay, love you like a brother. Right Top Tom, Bob. We're out the door. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. We're out for real. Go Big Orange.
Go Big Orange.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.